Welcome to Burn the Ship. This is the podcast where we connect entrepreneurs with professionals that can help you go all in on your business. We talk to people that have walked the walk, talked the talk, been through all the things that we experience in the small business world, and have joined us to share some of those skills and experiences. So hopefully we can run our businesses more effectively. Thank you for coming, first of all. It's very kind of you to share some time with me in the audience. Being a part of the podcast family means a lot to me. So thank you very much. Why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself and tell us a little bit about what it is that you do?
Yeah, thank you for your invitations. So I divide my time in two things. I'm a consultant and I'm a professor. I teach AI and CX, and I'm a chief AI and CX officer, and also advisor. And for the past 15 years, this is what I've been doing for big institutions like Amazon, Wells Fargo, but also some startups. Last time I spent 2 years in Dubai launching a new startup. So this is how I divide my time, and my forte is really based on technology, AI, marketing, and I try to do my best to support organizations to figure out what we can do today in this crazy world.
Sure. And what does that, well, first of all, maybe tell me a story. How did the technology and implementation of technology become your forte?
Everything started in 1999, landing on the US soil. And this is where I discovered that the digital transformations was amazing. When I say digital transformation, I talk about all this technology coming up, Salesforce, HubSpot, whatever it is. And this is how I start my journey in the US in 1999. And this is how I survive leveraging technology because it was the only way, especially in marketing and sales, to survive in this world in order to get the leadership or to be cutting edge. Because this is the way that you do business. In fact, if you want to become a leader. So I don't know if that answers your question, but it's really I was born. Let's say I was born in US in 1999
Hmm.
with the technology. I, and what is interesting with your question is today we are moving a step further with AI. So think about DX, digital transformation, and for the past 5 years now, we have been adding a new layer which is called AI, and I think AI is going to be accelerating 1,000 times more than what internet did for us.
Sure. And so tell me some of the differences. And one of the things that I notice is that it seems like the conversation between integrating technology and human efforts to grow a business was a large scale business tactic, 27 years ago. And now I think that that belief and attempt at implementation has trickled down to a lot more small business implementation than than in retrospect to 25 years ago. What is it about technology or the understanding of technology that has led more people in the small business area than ever to try and tackle some of their problems with technology that we perceived only to be high level technology 25 years ago?
It's it's a big questions. Um, I think if I understand properly, your question is the impact of technology, how it is implemented, and how you approach it. And I think today we are at an injection point or inflection point where organizations have difficulties, and the reason they have difficulties is because of the readiness aspect. And a lot of, if you look at the MIT report on technology on AI, they will tell you that 95% of organizations have failed. Why did they fail? And I think they fail because the organizations are not ready. Why they are not ready? I think they are not ready because the talent that live in the organizations are not prepared. to lead. I'm not saying for every organization, but I will say quite a lot of organizations doesn't train their leadership team to understand the vision and the strategy. And so they cannot figure out about when something like AI happened, how to get it. We always blame the employee. We let go employee. But my first thinking is always about why did leadership did not understand what was coming? Did not think. And I think this is the most important thing. So when you think about technology, when you think about adoptions of AI, you need to think about an organization from the top to the bottom, and everything needs to be aligned. And the difficulties, like I say, and the failure is because of this readiness. Is the organization ready? I don't think a lot of organizations are ready. Are people ready? I don't think so. And after you have another component, which is process, but that comes after that. But this three component process, people, and technology needs to align. And the challenge today is to get this harmony. Um, yeah, that's and I think what make me very sad today is uh, I hear a lot of organizations let go people without understanding that their people is the most important engine for them, and they just have to create more productivity with their people. I'm
Yeah.
sorry, I don't want
No,
to get this human touch component, but I think it's an important one.
that's an incredible answer, and I think so. I think that the way that you answer that question is it shares a lot of the sentiment of the small business world. It is the I think a lot of the small business world only understands and interprets information about the implementation of technology from the headlines that they see in the news or what they see on social media. I think that the a common perception, especially where I'm in the deep south, is that AI components or technology components are taking away the jobs of people, or that they are incredibly expensive, massive undertakings to implement in a technology, and that small businesses are fighting an unfair fight compared to the ability for larger companies to be able to implement pieces of technology, that they somehow have an easier time reaching that harmony that you spoke about between technology and people. And I think that the reason I wanted to have this conversation today is that I believe that that is not true. I believe that the implementation of technology, no matter your feelings about it, is probably a necessary evil to compete with your neighbor that is in the same industry. I also believe that implementing and integrating technology into your business is not a band-aid for the people problems that you have in your business, whether that is a leadership issue or the actual personnel that are rendering services and taking care of tasks and business for your company. I believe that the integration of technology is not the band-aid for culture issues or training issues or business strategy issues in general. I would challenge people that do say that to say that there are a few hundred businesses thriving within a couple thousand yards of my home that have never integrated a piece of technology. I live in a small town and these businesses have been alive and thriving for 30 or 40 years with no changes in implementing of their technology. It is the way that they manifest, build, and nurture relationships with their community and their willingness to go and be above and beyond to render a service that is out of the ordinary, like being timely, being less expensive, being people that you can trust. There is a harmony between technology. There is a harmony between people in a business that must happen first and their belief. And then I would say that when you add technology to the right mixture, it can only increase productivity and value to the way that you treat your customers. At least is my perspective. I don't know if you share the same sentiment.
Yes, I share your sentiment, and I think I want to add something. When you think about progress and technology and AI and people, in fact, the equations, customer experience, customer loyalty, and profitability go together. It's an important fact that organizations sometimes miss. The other thing is, I'm going to give you this story. My son-in-law is an electrician, and we talk about AI. And because I'm becoming an advisor, I told him that AI could simplify his life and make it reducing the risk of failure. And it's very simple: is he can create a world, his world of AI by registering all the regulations, everything that an electrician needs to know. And as soon as he get in a house or in a building, he can map in minutes what needs to be done, which it will take days or week to do it on himself. So that's the beauty of AI. That's the beauty of technology, and that's where people need to be educated. It's not because you are doing a manual job or a technical job that AI is dedicated for you or not. AI can be your assistant for everything you do. And Elon Musk did say something very interesting. He said that because of the technology, I don't think people will have the need to work in the future. I like that. Here's the problems. Do people know what they are going to do if they don't have a job? Are they going to enjoy their life? I'm not sure. I think in US it's going to be tough. If you ask me to retire today, I will enjoy my life like crazy. But the the point is there. Organization, small business, they need people to think about the technology and how you implement it, because technology rely on few legs. You rely on think, act, and monitors or whatever you think. And AI or technology will do that for you. So you need in order to grow, you need to combine this talent with technology and make sure that your people and technology evolve at the same times. But at the end of the day, it's customer satisfactions and profitability. And it's not because you increase the customer satisfaction that you are going to decrease profitability. Not at all. And I can prove it. And it's simple. I'm going to give you the example of Netflix. You don't see Netflix doing a lot of acquisitions marketing. Why? It's because they have 95% of retention.
Hmm.
Why do they have 95% of retention? It's because their product fit their need or fit the need of their users, and nobody has a questions. It's like they have eliminated all the frictions. You get the program you want, you watch what you want, and I'm pretty sure you watch Netflix,
Hmm.
and I'm pretty sure you consume on Amazon. And why do you Amazon? It's because it's a no-brainer. You don't like the product, you return. You're not charged. It's free of charge. You don't pay the delivery, etc., etc. How do they do that? Because they use technology and AI to understand your consumers and to provide the service they want. But one of the fundamental aspect of critical aspect of our world is we need to get this human technology work together. It's not I let go people and I think about the technology. That's a big failure.
I agree. I think the example that you used is the exact example that I would use in a way that a business is increasing value to their customers and making themselves more profitable. Netflix does not lose customers. They don't churn. They continue to think about what their customers want, and the fact that their retention is so high, and I would bet you that more than 50% of those people also pay for an additional streaming service that they would cancel before Netflix, is it's shocking to me, but it makes perfect sense. I believe that we've I believe we've discussed both sides of the coins, is what is troublesome and what appears to be difficult with the implementation of technology, and the value and the good that can come from implementing these things with a strategy and a customer in mind. So, where do you go from here? I know you split your time as a professor and as kind of a fractional working and consulting with businesses to implement technology in a meaningful way. But what are some of your goals, and how can myself and my audience support you?
I think the goal is to do things right, and I think my 2026 strategy is to partner. Why I have this strategy in 2026? It's because I cannot do everything right, and because the world is becoming, or the professional world is becoming so fragmented that we need to partner with expert. You cannot be an expert on everything. Like you cannot be a PwC and come in a company and say, I'm going to do everything for you. I know where is my forte. And my play in 2026 is really to meet with people and to have a win-win. And when I say win-win means everything we do together need to benefit to each other. And it doesn't mean that, and usually when I do that, I do 50-50. It's the way I work. I don't think too much. I think it's really, can I help you? And could you help me? And I have this mentality and this philosophy today because I think this is the right way to go. Because, like I say, you cannot be an expert. I used to manage social media, Google Ads in the past. Today, I can do it, but I will not be super efficient because I lost the rhythms, the momentums of all the change with Facebook, with Meta, with TikTok. So I partner with the right people to do it when I have a need. And if someone in your community is interested in understanding if they are ready for AI, I have an app and they can go there and they can answer 41 questions and it will tell them where they are. If they have other need and if they want to understand what their business could be in 3 years, I have an app that can help them understand based on the state of their data what is going to be the net profit sales and cuts for the next 3 years. And how I did it, because I have 30 years of experience and I say, can AI help me doing that? So I create a few AI app to help me and to help others. But I'm not here to sell what I do. I'm just saying that I think it's the key is to meet with smart people, share the same value, and grow the business together. And if people are interested in AI, CX, or technology, yes, I'm here to answer. I've been helping a lot of young adults that have been lost in their journey because of so many concepts in mind. So this is what I love to do, and I love to meet with people, and this is how I discover opportunities.
Sure, I can relate. I think that the partnership aspect has been one of the most powerful things for my company since since we got into the payments game in general. Um, I also agree that the way that you position your products and services are beautiful. You almost have people to qualify themselves before they reach out to you. So I will share that information in the description below this podcast if you want to check some of those things out. I think what you do is very brilliant, and I love the pace at which you speak about what it is that you do. Is that you're very I share a lot of that same mental that same mental journey of trying to understand the way that I can help people and what really needs to be fixed and how I can bring value to those people. And those are the types of relationships that I strive for in my business. And so I think it would be very, very cool to see myself and my organization illustrate some of or orchestrate some of those interactions for you. So, um, if you're listening, please check out that link below. I think that the journey of whether you're ready for AI and technology implementation is something that everyone should at least take a look at. And I hope to create some of those connections for you. And until next time, for those of you listening, burn the ship. And thank you very much for being a guest again today. I think it's very, very kind of you. And the way that you think and speak about what it is that you do brings a lot of value to me, and I relish and I look to replicate a lot of that. So thank you.